Okay, so I'm gonna interrupt the video here a bit. Since last year, I realized that I didn't tell you how bad the crowd was. This year, it was incredibly worse. Last year, if you all know, the crowd was just only stretching to the counter. That was nothing. This year, it was so bad because I kind of entered over the first few hours. In fact, here's some pictures and videos showing how bad the crowd was. You can see that the queue actually stretched all the way to about opposite Plaza Sing, and it was insane. And even when I reached there at 4 o'clock, it was still insane. The queue was extremely long, but I think I was at the very last few people who queued for quite a long period of time. And to put how long it was, I'm gonna bring up this message by Hello World. He said, damn long than my video when I went SG ToyCon, which, yeah, true, it's actually way longer. But yeah, that's how long it was. Insane. I took about 1 hour plus to enter, and I only entered in at about 5:30 plus.
And also do give support to all our vendors, and you people that we have new these are available for sale. That's right. So if you are someone who is very interested, or you're an aspiring engineer, and do take note that even as well as ATM, okay, 80 and not ATM, they are both from Hong Kong and they have collectibles from Hong Kong itself, but there are several items that is actually just limited to Singapore right now. So it's been great to see so many of our friends come and give us a good support, especially since early morning. Some people queue up just 11 a.m. all the way to 3 p.m. then to manage to come in. Buy a Pokemon game.
Huh? You splurge a lot like over past few days.
Yeah, splurge a lot.
Crazy. I thought like I splurge like that crazy enough. You really buy like a lot. Oh, you actually open it now. Oh, yo. Hey, watch out lah. You don't also anyhow go and hit that. Go and spark. Later my back catch firehouse. Oh, that's pretty sick. Oh, down. Wait. Can reverse one, I think. Wait. Why is it this part a bit? I think it's the table a bit, whatever. But it's quite cool. It is the next day, and let's bring up all the stuff on the table again so you can see. So in the end, what have I bought? I've bought this one first off, the SG ToyCon exclusive 1x64 Singapore double decker bus, aka ADL Dennis E500 MMC non-facelift batch 1. This is a 972 pixel livery and it's cool and stuff. I don't know, I can't move it nearer there. And then I also have this Dennis Trident, tiny Dennis Trident here, which is already open because if you have seen the footage earlier, you have known why. And here's the sticker for the buses, which we will see in a bit later on. I don't know why there's a bit of water there. And here's the KUB E4, the 1-110 Scania K230UB Singapore bus, which I'll talk about later. Everyone's favorite bus, the A&S People Movers Deluxe Volvo B8L. This is a ATM model, as you can see in here. We'll talk about that later also. And last but not least is this which is the 1x64 container scale bus terminal based on Geylang Lorong 1. Actually, I'll show everything in a moment. So yeah, if you're wondering where did the ToyCon bag go, I gave it to Javier. He bought a bunch of stuffs, that's why I gave him the bag instead. And I have to come home with a really heavy bag because I have to use it for work, and 2 of this quadruple 7Y masterpiece bag, which honestly is something that I wanted since the release of the new Citaro, and I finally got 2 of it. So cool. XD. Fun fact, it's almost the length of my, like, the battery and the letter compartment of this keyboard I have, which is the Logitech MK220, just the keyboard. The mouse, I broke it somehow. Let's start off by opening the one that's already been opened before, the Danish Trident. So yesterday when they want to look at it, they cut a bit of the plastic here. You can see that it's like that. Here's the front, here's the side, the funny tiny hologram, all those stuff. You can see 13 Danish Trident Duplo Set red, they call it red, yeah. And behind is all the funny stuff that they have. And you can see that here they mention Tiny Singapore, which is the Facebook. It doesn't mention the Hong Kong equivalent. Below, standard stuff telling you that it's from Toys, blah blah blah. Number 13. So yeah, this one was actually shown off before during last year's one of Hong Kong's exhibition or whatever. They showed this off saying that this is coming soon to Singapore. So boom, there we have it. And then there was recently an image showing off a batch 2 A95s in pixel livery. So yeah, anyways, now let's move on to the unboxing, which is already done like a bit, but I'll just open up once again just to show you. Okay. Because this is a new Tiny product nowadays, they all come with this bag with the Tiny logo on it. I think this is just more because they want to protect the paint on it, because this paint is really can be sometimes really crap. Once you drop it, right, boom, there you go, it will start flaking and all the stuff will come out. That's what happened last time when I bought the Tiny CMB Volvo Olympian, which you'll get to see later in the montage. I promised this for quite a long time already, so I'm gonna do it today. And here's the Danish Trident. You can see at the front here, this is SBS 9679J running on 111. This is the old one, obviously. This is one before annual rationalization. For those who don't know, 111 used to run from Hougang Central all the way to Orchard Road or Temasek area. But then after annual rationalization, it got cut off and it now starts from Ghim Moh. So that's why 111 is the only 11X service that does not start at the Northeast. Get it, guys, get it in your brain, haha. And yeah, I taught you a really cool fun fact. And once again, it doesn't come with any identification of the logos. That's because it comes in its own sticker. Like here, you can see here, here's all the Super Bus one. I don't know why the back that I have here was actually very smudged up, but you can see there's the Trident logo and stuff. This one honestly looks cool. I don't think I'll buy the SBS one because this is actually a very cool livery. Oh! Very cool livery. Oh! Yo! Okay, my hands just slipped out off camera. So here's the back. You can see it's just plain because it's plain in real life, and the window area is also like that because this is a Singapore Danish Trident. What do you expect? Here's the other side, and here's the top, which honestly I didn't know that on top it also has the line. That honestly makes it a lot more cooler than how much it is already. For context, I think there's about 50 units that's in Singapore. At first, like what you see here, they are branded under Supervas together with the VSO and some Volvo Olympians. And then afterwards, when SBS tried to rebrand as SBS Transit, all of this became ordinary service. In particular, the Danish Trident, in the last few years leading up to the retirement, it ran on services like 51 and 62 before the GAS took over Loyang Depot, Loyang Bus Package. So that's a cool stuff to take note of lah. That's why you can see everything is just a memory, like 111. It's a memory. Details wise, you can see it's very small. I don't know whether my camera can focus in here. There's an aircon sign in here. Let me just try to focus through the phone. There's a small aircon symbol here. And yeah, and these are small details for the various door cocks and whatever. Probably technically the oldest Tiny Singapore bus release in timeline. And now let's compare, because a few years ago in 2019, I bought another Danish Trident. This is the long wind version of this. Is meant for coach services there, and you can see it's the same bodywork, the same DM3500 bodywork. And I think that's where the difference comes out. You can see that the EDS is a completely different structure, and they replicated that. You can see every detail down to the grills are somewhat different, and obviously the back is also another story by itself. And in fact, if we put it beside here, you can see everything looks fine. It's actually quite cool, and there's barely anything that can go wrong with Tiny, because so far Tiny stuff is actually quite okay. It's just that when it comes to the others, we have to put it under very close scrutiny, which I'll talk about later. And you can see here's the other side. Again, the logos and stuff are added on here because this is licensed by KMB. That's why you can see there's the various logos and stuff, which is cool. But I lost a screw at the damn bottom of the bus. I don't know if you can even see. There you can see there's a screw in here, and then the other screw just disappeared. I don't know how, but it kept falling off, and then at this point I just lost it. And in contrast, here's the Super Bus one. You can see everything is perfectly there, just the way it was. There is barely a very minute identification mark there. You can see Trident Dupo MedSec. And because this is a Tiny product, and I just showed you comparisons to Tiny, again, let's bring out the ATM version, blah blah blah, get this done over with, because I've done Tiny comparisons so many times. Here's a Volvo B9TL, the ATM Rip Your Bus one, which was actually also sold in the event. I think they sell it for like $13, and this is 1/120 scale, and you can see scale wise Hale's a bit lesser, so yeah, cool. I can bring on some other ones like the Best Choose one, but I've done this so many times that I don't think I want to talk about it ever again. I'll show you a bit of the comparison when I did this one in 2019, since this and this is very identical, and it's just almost the same in size. It's the same bloody bodywork. What are you talking about? So here's the footage. The next item we're gonna review is Dennis Trident. This was actually released last month in October. This is the LWB Dennis Trident Dupo MedSec. Oh my god, I ruined the box again. How many boxes?
Oh my gosh.
This is the one from Best Choose and generic brand, I don't know. They also make glass. They also make like the same exact box from it's the Tiny one slightly larger than the wheels are a lot more thicker for the Tiny one than the Best Choose one. It's going to be a very common thing later in the video where the one based off Best Choose is based off GW. Let's move on to another one that we have here. I have a lot in here. Let's go with the Masterpiece Collectibles Scania K230UB. And unlike the Citaro that we have, which is like I think 1/110 Singapore City Bus or something like that, the reason why this has it is because it's a licensed Scania product. Look at that, it's officially licensed by Scania. Probably the biggest win ever. I've never really realized that it actually has it. So, and you can see this is a Euro 4 and it's on service 63, so you can see standard stuff. You can see again livery, having callbacks to the actual livery in real life. But then I realized that the box is thinner than the Citaro one. I recall that the Citaro one was a little bit more chunkier. I think like it was like this much, but it's quite short, and it's kind of like the length of a standard Tiny one. If I just put it here in size, yeah, it's just a tad longer than the Tiny one, and it's almost the same in this size. Yeah, almost the same. So yeah, so it's number 21. So without further ado, let me open this one too. How long has this been recording? 15 minutes. One thing I hate about the box is it's so hard to open every fucking time. I just did the classic move. Damn it. That will lose its price for sure. Yo, look at this. Yo. That's cool. And boom, here's the KUB. You can see that this is SBS 8089T on service 63. It is a Euro 4. It is all in its cool ass specifications. It got the EDS detail more or less there. On the side here, you can see everything is there. Quite cool there. So far, mine doesn't really have any problem. People complain for this one is that the mirrors fall off easily, because that's Masterpiece. What do you expect? And you can see below here, here's the back. I think it's, yeah, you can see here's the EDS giveaway sticker, Scania logo, Rigo again, and here's the other side, and here's the top with the aircon port. You can see the details are just there. It looks quite cool. And here's the below. I think I forgot to point this out, but the Dennis Trident, apparently this is supposed the axle, the back axle here, they are supposed to have 2 tires each, but this only has 2 than 1. Which is a similar thing here on the LWB Tennis Trident, same thing. So here inside you can see that here's the engine details and stuff. Again, my camera is going a bit off focus. You can see that's the screws, and the front is the front of the screw. All the details are there, and like what I said, this is an official Scania licensed product. Interestingly enough, you can see the badge, the Scania logo is here, and now since it's focused, you can now see in closer detail there's the wheelchair sticker here. I don't know where's the what's that called, the giveaway to whatever sticker. I don't know, I don't even see it in here. So yeah, it's quite cool. And finally they have a QB one. So when A22, I was actually hoping that they do a mini 22 one first, but they did a KUB and it's an E4. I wish it was an E5, or they at least try to do an E5 version also, but they didn't. And now let's do our comparison to the other ones. Here I have is the second generation Citaro. I'm not going to bring out the first one because it's very outdated. Again, good old SG1698T, if you have seen the YouTube shorts that I did a few months ago. Size comparison wise, it's almost the same. Oh okay, it felt a bit weird. I don't know why, but the wheels, if I can show you, it feels smaller. Probably is smaller, or it's just the same size. I think the Citaro one is a lot bigger. I don't know why. It sometimes feel very big, sometimes it feel very small. Personal opinion, I guess. And I also realized that on the QB there's no like details for the, you know, the watermark, the manufacturer, original manufacturer marking like this one, which mentions here as a Masterpiece Collectibles 2021. This one doesn't even say anything. Maybe they switched vendors or something. But generally you can see the size is there, the dimensions are more or less there. You can see if I just put side by side, generally it's more or less the same. I'm just going to be very careful in here, front, back, whatever, you know, it's the same. And when I bring in this one, which is the tiny Volvo B7 RLE, here you can see, I think I never showed this before in a video, or I did show it last time but not in really big detail. But yeah, if I put all of these three together, it actually looks like it's in the same scale, which looks cool. There you can see all three of them almost plus minus the same scale. Here's the back, you know, and yeah, it's quite cool. And I think one small detail that I realized quite recently is that for some reason Singapore buses, the distance between the front and the rear door are typically quite long, in contrast to like buses in like Hong Kong, where you can see this is quite short here. And actually that's a frequent trend in some of the newer buses that we see in Singapore. Actually only one, I think, which is the BYD K9R. The distance between the front and the rear door is like probably like this short. But then like for the other Singapore SDs that we see, like the QB here, it's slightly longer. In fact, like I can even put this side by side for more realistic comparison. You can see that it's almost half a door's length, which is cool. So yeah, good old vacuum cleaner now has a 110 model. Cool, now it lives in your and haunts you in your dreams. And yeah, those two are quite cool. But next, let's talk about this. It is the one that people have been eyeing on for a very long time. It is the ANS People's Mover People Mover Deluxe Volvo B8L. Now this bus is cool because it has a very interesting story. Everyone knows it by now already. It used to be this funny bus, which I haven't put the sticker on again, SG4003D. It used to be a demo running on 71 and 94, but then afterwards it got its afterlife as a ANS private ops bus. And since that day, many people went after that. I don't even need to tell you the story. I think everyone knows already. There's so many stuff that happened with this bus. Actually, when I'm filming this today, it's the 17th. And guess what happened today? There is actually a tour. There's the RBSTX MBR tour. So that's cool. Very apt time to talk about this bus here. And this is produced by ATM, as you can see in here. ATM is like the OG 1 to 120 bus scale manufacturer. During the ToyCon event, they have a booth where they have buses in other scales. Like for example, there's this E500 here, which costs $200 that my friend bought. And then Javier bought the die-cast Volvo B8L V6P, which I wanted to get in a tiny scale but doesn't have. And they also have some other ones in the booth. Actually, the one that I wanted the most from the booth, apart from this, is actually the Wise Height DD. But what I mean is that City Bus had a double-decker recently. It was from a Chinese company called Wise Height. It's an electric DD similar to our Yutong E12. They have a hydrogen version of it also. And I think recently it was shown off in a trade show when I'm filming this video. And basically they had models of it. At first when I was queuing up, I don't know whether it was Chims or Rover, they told me that there was 4 stacks of it at the booth. That was I think like 3:30 or 4:30 at the start. They thought no one bought it. But then afterwards, by the time I entered at about 5:30, there was no more stocks for the Wise Height, which is sad. But whatever. Because this this model also has its own share of problems. At the very start, I think co-player complained that his front window fell off and there was actually cracks in the plastic shell. Actually, when I was just about to buy this, I was looking through and trying to find a good one. Actually, one of them already has cracks here on the transparent shell, which is ridiculous. The work of this is kind of expected. Like what I say, Tiny does somewhat high quality ones, but then when it comes to the rest, you need to keep your eyes out, which this also have its own fair share of its problems, which I'll discuss also later on. You can see this is how it looks currently. Everyone loves this bus. And if you also can't figure out by now, I want to buy this because I want to be a accompanying set piece to 4003 so that both would fit quite nicely side by side. Before I open the box also, I just want to do another comparison to another ATM model that I bought recently, more like 4 years ago. This is the 280, I don't know what's it properly called, the Alexander Dennis E500 MMC facelift 12 meter, and yeah, this is the CT rate, the first gen CT rate livery on 280X. I bought this at an actual ATM shop at Hong Kong, and honestly it looks quite cool. Look at this. I was a fan of this, but obviously E6X is way cooler. And the coolest part is that there is this thing that you can just open. And one thing that's really cool about ATM is that their dioramas, I'm very worried I'll crack the hell out of this, give me a while, is that unlike Tiny, there is a lot more detail to it. Like for example, you can see here, here's the bus, here's the back, and this is actually screwed on, unlike this one. This one has no screws at all. Got a small pathway here with a lamp, with a small overhead light, and a small person just walking there. I don't know why he feels a bit slanted. This detail is just eccentric, and that's why ATM is cool. In contrast, the B8L here, we got the B8L bus and the Malayan, which is cool. In fact, when I put both side by side, because they're both the same scale, they're almost the same. In fact, the B8L is actually way larger than this, so that's cool. So yeah, actually during the event, they also sold the EAP, the Early Access Production Volvo B8L ANS livery one. I would have bought that as a accompanying piece to the Concept E500 that I bought last month with Javier, but I want to save money, even though that's a limited edition. And you can see box wise it's the same thing. They have the livery here. It's because this one is very similar to City Red, blah blah blah. You can see there's a slide out picture of the bus, and here's the bus at the random bus stop. Very cool cinematic photo. No, I probably can't put it back. And yeah, you can see that it cost 110 Hong Kong dollars when I bought it. And you can see there are details for 280X here, here, and here. You can see heartbeat of the city, what an era. And on top you can see even says here Dennis and 500 facelift turbo Euro V. I don't know why they have to add a turbo there. You can see it's also the same scale lah, 1 to 120. Actually, I think this will also 1 to 120. The QV is 1 to 120. I think Tiny's one is also that. I keep forgetting it. I'm gonna bring up that screenshot again. But here, you can see below, you got all the details. Again, this is the Hong Kong one. Cause this is an official KMB product. You got Design 1933 and the KMB hologram. ATM Transportation in Miniature Limited. That's a very long name. You can see ATM bus model, not suitable, blah blah blah. Made in China. And in contrast, here's the ANS one, which looks a lot more cleaner. It's just this, the code number SG120001. The very long barcode, made in China, the ATM, ANS, and the standard precautions and the ATM stuff. It actually looks a lot more cleaner than the KMB one personally. Look at how much stuff they try to fill up here and here. There's so much difference. And here on the background, here is a very generic Singapore skyline background. I wish that it is something like this where you have the slip out picture of PD169L, so that it would probably be quite cool. It's like a postcard. You can probably do something with it. But unfortunately, this one, it doesn't have the flaps. It's just a slide out box like this. On top here, you can see 1 to 120 scale, SG120001 ANS. And behind, here's how it looks. Classic stuff, classic days. Got some details for some stuff which we will show. I think it's on the bus also. Without further ado, all the rambling again, let's unbox this thing. Whoa! 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 I dropped my mic. Whoa. Okay, how am I gonna pick it up? Hold on. Hold on. Whoa. 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 Oh shoot, that's plastic tape as always. Whoa, yo 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 yo. Yo 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 yo. Whoa, yo 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 yo. Can't do that, can't do that. Wait, hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on.
Meanwhile,
yes, modified.
Modified one.
Of course, I'm not doing any physical modifications to the actual stuff that came with the thing lah.
Okay. And there we go. Okay. There is plastic. And boom, here's the BAL PD169L. See its detail at the front. It says ANS Transit People Movers Deluxe. At the side, here's the detail. You can see that there's a small desto in here, which just says as chartered. You know, fun little toy or fun little bus that you can go and fix it.
Oh well, I'm Naz. I'm Naz BC. I drive PD169L to I don't know, some part of my room and some part of my house, you know.
Just going.
Yo, I'm chartering ANS tour, guys. Whoa.
Yeah, you get the point. So you can see the detail is there. All the details are quite spot on. Quite faithful to the original one. Not quite, but very faithful. All the details are there. And here on the other side, in the background, we got a Merlion in. It felt very 3D printed, but obviously it shouldn't be, right? Yeah, the detail is quite there, and it's actually, this one is actually screwed in, so can't do anything about it. But I realized there's some scuff marks in here, but I'm assuming that this can just be removed off by doing this. There's grease marks, eh? Don't tell me these are acrylic marks that's left over on the paint itself. Yeah, welcome to ASMR, guys. Today we're going to wipe this thing off. Let me bring the mic nearer. Okay, it looks like this thing won't get off, but I think I got a bit of progress on this already. It looks way dimmer, but this one's still very blackish. I wish I've taken notice of this, but at least it's not as bad as some people's boxes were actually cracked and or the front window strap fell. I tried asking the staff at the event. They said that if you have found out there are blemishes at the booth itself, you can exchange it, but then if you have already left the area and you decide to come back the next day to ask for an exchange, no, they won't allow it. So sad life, I guess, to those people who didn't really take much notice, especially when you're spending $23 on this. Let's compare it with our tiny BAL. So size wise, this is obviously very different already, because this is ATM. ATM scale is very funny. You can see that this is slightly smaller than your tiny one in size. You can see here. Yeah, generally it's always smaller. In fact, here's that grip your bus again. Look at that, it's small. And at the bottom, not much detail as always. But then at the front, like what I said, there are some very minute details, and yeah, I actually quite like it. I just want this so that I could finish up the collection of this. I thought that this was actually a tiny one because of the details, but then I got fooled, but whatever, I'm okay with it. Actually, now I wonder how am I going to put it together. I want to put it back together in the box, but the Merlion is very blocking its way, and this thing just rolled around. How? I wonder. Oh, okay. Okay, got a little bit of leeway. Oh. Yo, fit! Okay, you can't. Okay, this is probably not gonna end very well. Yep, it just fell off again. I probably need to unscrew the Merlion. Oh, you know what? I got a better idea. I still got one of these from like 2020. Let's put this together. I think it will look cooler. Here's the ATM one, and it still cannot fit. Damn it! It doesn't really work quite well, unfortunately. Maybe I have to unscrew the Merlion. Let's try getting rid of one of the screws first. I was losing a lot of grip in here. Okay, now I just moved it by like a certain degree. Let's try again. Okay, I still cannot fit it in. It's still small. Let me actually just unscrew the other piece together. Yo, it's just gonna be a full view of me just trying to scrape the hell out of this. Oh, okay, there we go. But this thing, let's just try to get this out. I don't have blue tack here. Maybe I can take blue tack from somewhere. Oh wait, I already had some in here. Let's just, it looks a bit off center. Yeah, Heejin's OCD is probably gonna kick in, but I don't care. You can just shout all you want in the background, but boom, there we go. Look at that. Oh shoot, look at that. It's all cool, and it just, oh no, what have you done? Look, I just made it a lot more better. We got both generations side by side, before and after, and you can even see the size difference here. Actually, just for contrast, I'm gonna bring in one more. This is Network Shuttle's Kunchang Bus Mini 95. You can see the size similarly is more or less the same, and I can feel the tiny one slipping out. Oh crap. Size wise, almost the same. Here and here and here. So yeah, that's cool. Let's just put that aside. And I also don't know what's this plastic for anyways. Okay, so now it's for the grand finale, the biggest item that I'm probably gonna review so far in this series. Because it's in a different scale, it's 1x64 instead of all of this. The ones that we saw so far are 1x110 and 1x120 if I'm not wrong. So yeah, if you don't get all the hints now, let's bring out this gigantic thing. The 1x64 Singapore double-decker bus. I don't know how to say this. I quite regret buying this for some reason. Last night when I returned back, I was thinking about it because I was trying to edit a segment and I tried to calculate how much I spent in total. This and the accompanying one that I also bought, which is this thing, cost $69. It cost half of the whole entire stuff I bought. And you say, if it costs $69, why do you buy the container? Why not buy the pack? Because I was dumb. I kind of regret it because first off, you see in a moment, it doesn't fit with any of the scale I have. Again, these are all 110 and I have something slightly larger, but it's not even in this scale. I think this is an impulse purchase, which is sad. Actually, most of the other items I bought in like 2020, some of them are actually impulse. Yeah, sad life for me. I burned $49. My plan is that after this recording, I'll see who wants it and then I'll try to sell it off to that guy, because honestly, I don't feel like having this because it's a bit too much, even though, you know, pixel livery and whatever. Actually, that's the reason why I buy it, because it's pixel livery and it's an event exclusive. You can see in here. You can see here it's the SG ToyCon 2022 event model 1x64. There's one E500 one, which was based on 855 if I'm not wrong, and it's lush green. All best all, but I never buy because it's the exclusive one. I just hope that next time they try to release a smaller scale. Maybe because they're expecting Tiny to do so, but whatever. Let's now talk about the problems with this one. Mr. apparently yesterday when he unboxed, he found out that his rear wheel in one of the axles, one of the wheel tires are missing, which is messed up. This is what I mean. This event is crazy. We got missing rear wheels, cracked plastic, windscreens, and cracked this, but this one is just standard. Anyways, long talk aside, let's actually unbox this already. Don't even need a scissors. This thing has a plastic in here already. I'm probably just gonna open it and I'll put it back in the and film a bit and I'll put it back in the box already. So let's open from the seams here. Oh shoot. So I realized that the packaging is a little bit more glossier than usual. You can see the amount of gloss in this is insane. And you can hear that there's a lot of squeaking. Also nice ASMR. See, everything looks quite cool. And let's actually open up it right now. So let's hope that mine doesn't suffer the same fate, because I don't know what to say afterwards. Yo, look at that. Whoa. Oh, it's a bit heavy though. It's actually a bit heavy. Look at that scale. It feels like a toy car. It honestly feels like a toy bus, but yeah, it looks quite a scale. It's SMB 3588 LR 972. One thing about this is the front. It feels a lot more bulgier than usual. I don't know why when you look at that in front, it feels very weird. And I think that's the problem when people try to do E500s in Roblox. But you can see the detail here is actually insane. You can see that there's the emergency exit stickers here, there, and some more stickers there. You can see the attention to detail is next level. Oh, okay, I know. Okay, so there are holes at the bottom here. My theory is that these are probably meant to make the doors open and to make it slide, but you can see holes are just there. They don't really serve a purpose now, and it's quite heavy like what I say. It really feels like a toy here. I think that's the weird thing about this, like in scale and what, like an actual phone toy. I know that there are dedicated people that collect 1x64 scale stuff, but I feel like this is a little bit too big for me. By the way, this is not the one that was the SMRT official one. This is a bigger scale, 1x64. I think that's 1x76 if I'm not wrong. Like where I say this is also unlicensed, so there's no SMRT branding here and there. And along with it, like what I said, it came with a sticker. It came with this sticker, which I'm not going to try to open, but I'm going to show you a picture of it if I can find one. Probably I can try to contrast it. You can see that there is a few SMRT stickers. These are from varying era. Like for example, you can see right, you have the one that's the very early era, and then you have the red, the pure red one, and then you have SMRT buses on top here. And right here, over here, I think these are just the ADL badgings here, and at the back here, these are all the various SMRT logo here. So yeah, what's one thing that maybe helped to settle in even further? This is a 1x64 scale container based on Tower Transit in Geylang Terminal, and I think this is the other half of the reason why I regret buying this. I was dumb to pick a SMRT Pixel 1 with a tower. Yeah, you can say, oh, you can make it like Mandai and whatever. Yeah, but this is SMRT EDS. Look at that. This is SMRT EDS. It's not even tower. Like, yeah, sure, it can be like what Javier said, open up MIE, go and make up the stuff and print it out, but yeah. Speaking of which, I realized that the back here, I don't know whether you can see it. Yeah, there's a bit of printing imperfection, but I can't, yeah, you can see right over there. And sometimes when you shine it at a certain angle, you can see the paint, like just, you see the paint mark right over there. Like having this in the long run, it's just very big, and I'll show you in scale actually now, before I open this. Because the other one that I have and the one that I always use as a point of reference is in a completely different scale. This is the Siku MAN A39 or the Siku 1884 MAN Doppeltech linen bus, the double-decker city bus. I wanted this so damn badly because it looks like Berlin Extend. And now this one is really like a toy. You can see the details are a little bit more odd, and this is also licensed by MAN. So yeah. You can see everything looks quite cool. I remember I think this was also being packaged together in the OMSI Berlin X10 DLC Collector's Edition. And like what I say, if I put this side by side, which is what I was planning to do, the scale, it only fits the first level and a bit of the E500, which I'm like, wow, that's freaking big. Anyways, I want to interrupt here one more time. Like what I mentioned in text earlier, the E500 that was shown was apparently based on a model that has been released prior. And apparently the model in question was actually a casting of the E500 by Cars Workshop, which was released in 2014. It looks generally the same. You can see the image can do the talk for itself, and yeah. I mean, yeah, sure, I haven't started talking about the other one that my friend bought, the UE6X, Dennis E500 MMC 12 meter Euro 6 facelift LWB one, which is like freaking huge in size, and you can even open the door. But this one is already quite chunky itself. Like you can see, this is the true grip your bus experience, not this little tiny ass thing. This is the true grip your bus, man. You just grip it pure one hand instead of this little tiny one. Just like, yeah, I can probably grip it with like 2 fingers instead. True shit, man, true shit. Anyways, back to this container BC area. This was actually produced by U&Car. Actually, it was sold by iSource or Toys Network here. He said that he's gonna release the SBS one someday, like in 2 weeks time. But I thought, I'm like, why do you release an SBS one when like the 1x64 buses are probably this? But then I remember there was the Volvo Olympian. But I don't know, I don't think that's even in the right scale. I'm probably gonna list one that has the correct scale on the screen now. So yeah, again, this could just be a cool collector's item, but I don't know, man. Anyways, in the container you can see that's the sticker for the foam and the Tower Transit logo. By the way, for those wondering why we have bits and bobs of stickers in here, that's because it's not licensed. If it's not licensed, they had to separately produce this, and it's actually a pain in the ass. Because not only do you have to spend time stickering it, the worst part is you don't even have the stickers because they don't have enough. Like this one, apparently the KUB, you have to go down to the store to show a proof of purchase that you have this so that you can get the sticker. Which I'm like, why do I need it at this point? Because it's so freaking tiring to get it. So either way, they claim it's a container shop, but obviously it's not shop. It's a freaking bus lounge, PC lounge in Geylang. And yeah. So if I just open it here very quickly, oh, there's some stuff behind. It's just Lego pieces. Everything is in its own compartment. I don't think I'll build this out because I think I'll also sell this off. It doesn't even fit. I'll sell these two together, and I don't understand why. I think it's because this piece is printed, which is why they had everything like that. Here's the front, you can see in its glorious detail. This is probably the sides of the container. Here's the other side of the bus. Why did I say bus? The other side of the container. Here's the actual side. I think those two are the top and bottom. Here's the side. You can see the details are just there. I don't think I'll open this up because this is not going to be easy. I think I'll just leave it the way it is, because I'm, again, like what I said, I'm planning to sell this off to other people. I don't really feel like keeping this because it's an impulse purchase. I don't feel like buying it, whatnot. And yeah, so let's bring everything back into full circle. That is kind of it for all of this. And now I actually realize there's a lot more scuff marks in this here. Let's hope that that's fine. I think it's just a small hairline scratch, I guess. I can feel it, but I don't know how bad it is, but whatever, I don't care. At least it's not as bad as it just cracking towards the inside. But yeah, so that's, oh shoot, yo, I just showed you like half of the stuff here. So yeah, this is everything that I have in here. So very cool. I spent about $184 in total. And yeah, anyways, without further ado, let's end this off and let me bring you to the part that I've been promising since last year, the showcase.